away as we celebrate 150 years of college football. 126 of those seasons have encompassed an Arkansas football team as they get ready to take the stage here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium on a warm afternoon in the Ozarks. The team that went 2-10 a year ago, 0-8 in the league, their second winless conference season in the last 6 years. They hope things change today as they get set to take on Portland State. And here come the Hogs. Arkansas hopes that 2019 is completely different than 2018. They finished the season with 4 consecutive losses, and certainly they hope to open up this campaign with a win against Portland State. And a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dave Neal. This is SEC Championship quarterback DJ Shockley from the University of Georgia. We will check in with Don Davenport, who's down on the field in a matter of moments. But DJ, I imagine from a player's perspective, you've had all season to kind of digest, think about what happened a year ago. You've got to be excited to get this one kicked off.
Oh, you have to, especially if you're Arkansas, going through all the growing pains of last season. But this is why you go through the summer workouts. This is why you gruel and you go through it because, hey, you want to get to this moment to play on TV and have an opportunity to have a better season coming up now.
Well, certainly you'll have some names that you remember from a year ago, but for the most part, this has been a revamped roster. As a matter of fact, it'll be a brand new starting 11 from a year ago at this time. They've added some talented freshmen, but it was a 2-10 campaign that just was a disappointment. Could never get on track offensively and had some issues on the defensive end as well. But they have cleaned house at the quarterback position. Ty Story, Cole Kelly, Connor Nolan no longer here. That means we've got a couple of transfers that have stepped to the forefront. Ben Hicks, an SMU transfer who played in the system, and Nick Starkville, who comes over from Texas A&M. But it was Ben Hicks on Monday announced as the starter. DJ, why him?
There are a couple reasons why. Yes, he's talented. Yes, he can make all the throws. But the real reason is his knowledge of this offense. Playing under Chad Morris at SMU, put up big numbers. And this is going to be a big-time ball game for him. He's got a lot of young guys around him, and he gets them going. He can get them lined up and put them in good spots. Ben Hicks is the reason Arkansas will be better on offense.
Yeah, huge numbers under Chad Morris at SMU in 2017. They reunite. Speaking of Coach Morris, he's on the sidelines with Don Davenport. Let's go down there now. Don?
Thank you, Dave. Coach, just a couple of minutes from kickoff in year 2 for you. You do it with a new but familiar quarterback in Ben Hicks. What was your final message to him in that locker room?
Well, just he's been in his – he's got on.
You look at this offense, new quarterback, but actually you have a completely new starting offensive lineup from this time last year. What do you need to see out of that unit?
Well, just consistency, play fast, have some fun with it. These guys they're in a more comfortable area. They understand what's asked of them. They understand our offense. Just go have fun. We know mistakes are going to be made. We've got too many freshmen out here not to make mistakes, but just learn from it, play fast.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dawn. And speaking of playing fast, they wanted to play fast last year. They wanted to put up 85, 90 plays a game, but realized that the team wasn't built like that, had to slow things down, try to keep the defense off the field. They want to play faster this year, but I don't think we're going to see the real Chad Morris offense that he ran at SMU that got them to a bowl game as last year. Maybe till later in the year, maybe even next season, but it will be, he hopes, a little bit faster than what we saw last season.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with personnel. And he learned quickly in this league, you got to have the right personnel to be able to do that. And you got some young guys around his team, so we'll see if he can get them going possibly today, but we'll see if it happens later in the year as well.
Arkansas wins the toss. They defer, so Portland State will get the football first out of Portland, Oregon, under the direction of Bruce Barnum. This is a team that in 2015, in Coach Barnum's first year, had a couple of big wins against FBS teams, including Washington State, but fell on hard times in 2017. They went 0-11, rebounded to pick up 4 wins last year, but he feels really good about this group in terms of having some experience coming back. And a fair catch called for at the 7-yard line by Holtz. And speaking of experience, they've got an outstanding quarterback returning to run this offense. Davis Alexander, the junior out of Gig Harbor, completed 53% of his passes a year ago, kind of a dual threat guy. Wait and see what this flag is.
kicking team, number 27, at 15-yard penalty will be enforced. First down.
Well, Hayden Henry flagged for the unsportsmanlike
Number
conduct.
27's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
So that'll move the ball all the way out to the 40-yard line for this Portland State Viking offense, led by Davis Alexander. Got most of the snaps last year, started 10 games, split some time with Jalani Eason, who we might see a little bit today, the junior from Los Angeles, but this is Davis Alexander's team.
It is, and Coach Barnum talked about his ability to be able to change the offense and put a lot of pressure on the defense with his legs, with his arm. He won't be wowed by this environment and expects to play well today.
Out of that pistol formation, here goes Alexander. He will pick up about 5 yards to the 45-yard line. And the guy to keep an eye on offensively for them is their senior out of Washington, Federal Way, Washington, Charlie Taumoepeau, who is one of the best tight ends in the country. This is a guy where scouts, NFL scouts, have been circulating around Portland State program recently, getting a look at this young man.
Yeah, you're talking about a big-time tight end who can do it all, can split him out, he can put his hand in the dirt. But his matchups today are going to be critical in this ball game and where he lines up.
So on second down, they will throw it here, or look to throw it. Pocket collapses and a lot of room to run for Alexander. He's out of bounds around the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of 22 and a first down for the Vikings.
And the one thing you want to see out of him is the ability to make plays when they're not there. Not forcing the football. It's not there. Use your legs. And this is where he can hurt you. Arkansas playing man coverage on the back end. Nothing there, not forcing the football, taking it for a positive yards.
Sergio Hoffman in at running back. He will stand to the right of Davis Alexander. Again, Alexander will run it. Alexander told us yesterday, he can run it, but he's a guy who likes to stand there and sling it. He's got a big arm and wants to throw it. He feels like he's got some weapons, but right now they're giving him the opportunity to carry the football.
And Dave, as a former QB, I was the same way. People looked at me as a guy who could run, but I only ran when I had to, and that's kind of similar to how Davis Alexander is. Given the opportunity, he will, and he's going to put a lot of pressure on this Arkansas defense with his legs.
So second down coming up for the Vikings. Look right, trying to throw left. Pressure comes, and Dorian Gerald got there in a hurry, and Davis Alexander hit the deck.
Trying to set up the screen to his left side, and you see the pressure come right off that other side, and Dorian just does a great job of releasing and coming through and not worrying about the football. Brings up a big play here on second down.
Keep an eye on 89. Taumoepeau, the tight end. He will line up in the slot to the near side. Pressure comes on a corner blitz. Alexander has time, but it's batted in the air and it's incomplete. It'll be fourth down. So Bumper Poole might have gotten his hand on that football. The sophomore linebacker who, came onto the scene last year in game number 1 and had a 60-yard fumble return for a touchdown. Also blocked a field goal against Eastern Illinois.
Dave, give Arkansas defense a lot of credit there. Davis Alexander got outside the pocket, made a few plays. We're able to come up big on those second and third down plays to force this field goal.
Yeah, it's a 50-yarder on the way from the sophomore Cody Williams, who last year hit a 52-yarder. And he makes it by a couple of yards. 11 of 14 last year, and he starts off 2019 with a 50-yarder. And Portland State with an early lead here in Fayetteville. Back in a moment.
Car lovers have an unspoken language, and Hagerty understands it all. That's why we've created a community dedicated to celebrating driving. The Hagerty Drivers Club, with members-only events, the award-winning Hagerty magazine, roadside service, and insight into buying and selling. Heck, you don't even need a car to join. You're already part of the club. So let's make it official. Join the Hagerty Drivers Club today, and let's drive together.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Chad Morris now in his second season at Arkansas after a nice run at SMU to get that program back on solid footing, and he's trying to do the same here for Arkansas. This is a team that features two new quarterbacks that will see action today. Of course, Ben Hicks will get the start. We'll see him in a matter of moments as a defense that allowed a couple of nice runs from Davis Alexander a moment ago, and they give up the three-pointer on the 50-yard field goal. Short kick that'll hit about the 20-yard line. It'll be scooped up there. And a nice little run out. Let's see where they end up spotting that around the 30-yard line. A 17-yard return. And here is Ben Hicks, who was selected to be a part of the 2014 Elite 11 with the likes of Kyler Murray, Josh Rosen, Jarrett Stidham. Found his way to SMU. Played a little bit as a freshman and then just busted onto the scene in 2017, putting up record numbers under Chad Morris's offense, but then in January decided he wanted to transfer. Things didn't go well last year for him. Didn't have the comfort that he had with Chad Morris, and along with Ben Hicks, Nick Starkel decides to come over from Texas A&M, and he is one of 11 brand new starters on offense for the Hogs as that first pass is batted to the ground. Jake Porter got a piece of that one. But talk to me about Ben Hicks and what kind of quarterback he is. What can fans expect to see from Ben, who didn't have a chance to see him at SMU?
Well, the number one thing about Ben Hicks is he's a leader. He will get the guys around him playing at a high level. He understands his offense. So anybody who's maybe a little confused about how this offense goes, he'll get you lined up and making sure guys in the right spot. But mainly, he's a good leader.
Here is Rakeem Boyd. We haven't talked a lot about Rakeem, but boy, it's nice to have a guy like him come back. Second half of the season was one of the better running backs in the Southeastern Conference. Finished the year with 734 yards on the ground. Team's leading rusher last season with 3 100-yard games, and he is a legitimate Southeastern Conference tailback.
You're talking about getting downhill, having the power, having the speed. Rakeem Boyd is a true SEC running back, and he puts a lot of teams on notice when he has a football in his hand.
Boy, talking to the staff at Arkansas, third down and longs were a disaster for the Hogs a year ago. They will complete this one here. The pass is caught by the freshman Traylon Burks, and get used to that name and that number. The freshman out of Warren, Arkansas, a 4-star recruit, gets in the action early.
The thing to watch is watch the movement inside the pocket. He never panics. He never gets out of control, and he continues to keep his eyes downfield and complete a big third down play there. There's the leadership. There's the things you like about Ben Hicks inside the pocket. He's shown it. He's done it. First series making positive plays.
Here's Boyd off the right side. Breaks a couple of tackles running hard to the 40-yard line. Give him a dozen and a first down. Lesh and Adams, the two safeties, come up to make the play on Boyd. He was close to taking that one to the end zone. But at 6 feet, 213 pounds, with an explosive step through that hole, he is a dangerous man on the ground.
Something to say about comfort in this offense. Rakeem Boyd, later in the season last year, showed that.
Boyd picks up the blitz, gives his quarterback an opportunity to complete this pass. It goes to Mike Woods, the sophomore. Will take it down to the 35, and a flag comes in a little bit late. Boy, Woods, is, as a sophomore, with some injuries, he becomes like a veteran of this receiving core.
Is only a sophomore, too.
Personal foul from late hit. Defense number 1. 15-yard penalty and first down. That is number 1's first unsportsmanlike correction. Personal foul, not an unsportsmanlike conduct.
That'll get you 15 yards.
Portland State's coming in here and They got to control their emotions early in this ball game. You can see the late hit there, but you don't want to give Arkansas anything extra in this ball game.
So first down and 10 from the 20-yard line. Woods goes in motion. They'll fake it, trying to find Woods, and he stumbles at the 22-yard line on this new grass surface. Boy, it is. It's some kind of surface. They spent a bunch of money and time to pull up the turf and put this grass in, something Chad Morris wanted, and it is a gorgeous playing field.
It is. We were able to go down yesterday as well as today and check out the surface. It looks really good, and some of the skill players I talked to before the game said they just feel faster on this grass.
Second down. They'll give it to Boyd. Cuts it back to around the 15-yard line. Picks up 4, maybe 5. Romeo Gunt making the play. Romeo led the team in tackles last year, 58 total. Coaches tell us he's just a playmaker on that defensive end, and he's going to be around the football all afternoon. Not very big, 5'10", 190, a senior out of Philadelphia. Devwah Whaley comes in at running back. We'll also see Chase Hayden today. Whaley, the senior out of Beaumont, Texas, wearing number 21. Four-man rush. Everybody's picked up. That gives time for Davis to throw the end zone. That one is incomplete. Looking for Grayson Gunner, the tight end.
Anthony Adams on the coverage here. It's a single high look and wants to hit him right down that seam, but just a great job of number 14 getting a great jump on that football and knocking it away right at that last moment. Got that left arm around him, but knocks it away right at the end.
Connor Limpert will come in, the senior out of Allen, Texas, so attempt a 34-yard field goal. 19 out of 24 a year ago. The left footer will hammer that one through the uprights. He is a good one. Career best 82% a year ago.
Apple Card is here. And here. It's a new kind of credit card. Created by Apple, not a bank. With a better way to track where you spend. Daily cash you get back every day. And a new level of privacy and security. Nice.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Thank you, Dari. Jarrett Garantano. Not Tano, it's Tano.
Good way to say it, huh?
Yep, that's what we're doing.
It's only a senior year, right?
It is.
She said nobody asked me.
Tied at 3. Connor Limpert will kick it away. Another fair catch called for. This one at the 7-yard line. No flags on the play. Well, here's a look at the SEC preseason media poll, and you see what everybody expects to happen. Georgia and Alabama to meet in the SEC championship game, but you know, there are some teams on there I think that can make some noise. We've talked a little bit about LSU and, you know, what's Texas A&M going to be able to bring to the table. Good opportunity for Auburn tonight. See where they stand as they take on Oregon and Florida Gators. It was ugly, but they picked up a win against a rival.
Yeah, and those type of games, they're always going to be a little ugly. First one of the year. Felipe Franks still has a lot to prove to me as well, but Auburn, that big game versus Oregon, is going to be critical for them to see where they stand. And Bo Nix getting the start for Auburn.
Playing high school ball this time a year ago, and now he gets the ball against Oregon in Dallas, Texas.
In Jerry's world.
So first down and 10 for the Vikings. And a flag comes in. That looks like it'll be delay a game coming off the sideline. Not a way to start the drive.
Delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty.
When we talked to Davis Alexander, he told us that's one thing we cannot do is stay behind the chains.
There is Bruce Barnum. Boy, you talk about a fun guy to visit with.
Yeah.
He is unique, fun, energetic, positive. All those words apply to Coach now in his 5th season. He'll pick up 4 there. And, you know, he had the right attitude. He knows what these are. He says, you know, we're going to play a couple of FBS teams this season. You know, one's usually for the money. One's usually a game we think we might have a shot to win. And he says, we're coming in here feeling like we got a shot to win.
You can tell the environment when we went to go see them was one of we are playing with extreme confidence and feel we belong here. We deserve to play in this ball game and make it competitive, and they want to play that way throughout today.
17 returning starters. Alexander just nowhere to go. He will lose 7. Some confusion in the backfield.
And you can see this was doomed from the beginning. Nice blitz coming off the edge there. The Chief draws up a nice blitz. Joe Fouché comes through the edge and nowhere to go for Davis Alexander now. This is the spot where you do not want to be. There are not many plays in the playbook for 3rd and 19.
Got to be careful here if you're the Vikings. Bumper pull at the line of scrimmage. Will blitz. They'll get the pass out to the near side. It'll be caught around the 23-yard line. Taumoepeau makes the catch, picks up 7.
Not the ideal series you wanted if you're Portland State. Started off with a delay of game and become extremely behind the chains. Just a good job of just getting the ball out of his hands, not forcing the issue. Now Arkansas will start with some good field position.
Seth Vernon, junior college transfer. His first year at Portland State will punt it away. And the freshman Burke stands at the 35. Waits for the kick. It is a line drive. Fielded above his head by Burks. Breaks a couple of tackles, and he is tripped up at the 36-yard line. A 46-yard punt. A couple of yards on that return. Timeout on the field. Hogs have the ball. We're tied at 3.
Look at this.
Oh, man.
Here we go again. This is a dream.
My name is John Rood.
Josh Gold.
I'm Dustin Frisk.
And I'm Courtney Frisk, and this is why we drive.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
So Alabama slow out of the gates. Something tells me they'll get that cranked up. And speaking of getting it cranked up, Ben Hicks and company hope they can stick one in the end zone here. They got the 34-yard field goal from Connor Limpert to tie things up on their last possession. Boyd comes in motion, and he will now slide to the right side of Ben Hicks. They'll hand it off to Boyd. Running out to the 42-yard line, Romeo Gunt makes the play, gain of 6. This is we're talking about a couple of veteran guys that have taken a lot of snaps, and Rakeem Boyd and Ben Hicks, but this is an Arkansas team that went out and, despite a 2-10 overall record, winless in the league, put together a top 25 recruiting class. Many people think it might be the best recruiting class in the history of Arkansas. We'll see how that plays out over time, obviously, but what a job by this staff to go and lock up some of the most talented players in the country as Boyd picks up the first down to midfield. And some of that talent at wide receiver, they have got some good ones in Trey Knox, Traylon Burks, TQ Jackson, but Hudson Hendrick considered the number 1 tight end. We don't know how much we'll see him today, but I mean, what a job by that staff.
And this is what Chad Morris wanted to do. He wanted to start to put an imprint on this program. And he said when kids come to Arkansas, there's a lot for them to see. There's a lot for them to be excited about, and this program is one of them.
Hicks all day to throw over the middle, a little wobbly and behind Burks. You know, one of the things he said is that he could go to these recruits, and it's one of those good news, bad news situations. You can go into a guy's living room and say, hey, I can promise this, you will have an excellent opportunity to play a bunch of snaps and maybe even start.
Yeah. And he's showing it early by so many freshmen playing. We saw Treylon Burks return a punt there. Putting it on tape that if you come here and you're good enough, you're going to play.
2nd down and 10. On the ground, it goes to Chase Hayden. His first carry today. He's stuffed at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. Hayden, the junior out of Memphis. 3 quality tailbacks for Arkansas.
And Dave, this is where they struggled last year on 3rd down. They were 125th in the country on 3rd down, only complete 31%. They want to be better, but it has to start on 1st and 2nd down. Here, looking at a 3rd and 9 is not where they want to be.
Hicks to throw. Long throw. That one caught on the sideline. They're going to say catch is made inside the 35 at the 34. What a catch by Tyson Morris.
Off this route by Tyson Morris. The 7 route, a corner route in cover 2, throwing it right in between the corner and the safety. And look at him getting 1 foot down. Great concentration at the end of that play to get that left foot down.
Quickly to the line. The handoff goes to Hayden. He'll pick up 4. Well, that ball could have been picked off by Anthony Adams, but instead it's a 1st down, keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, you saw the reaction. He was so surprised he didn't have the football when he came down. But good job by Arkansas getting up and running the play so that he could go back and challenge him.
So now 2nd down and medium coming up. This is an Arkansas offense that averaged just 21 points a game last year. That was 113th in the country. Last in the SEC. A lot of room to run. Warren inside the 15. Down to the 13-yard line. A 17-yard pickup. Gunt able to bring him down.
This is the style of offense you want right here. You got so much stuff going on in front of you. Faking the ISO. Here comes the reverse around. Linebackers, their eyes have to be in the right spot, and you got a speedster like Warren getting to the edge.
Inside handoff. Goes to Hayden. He's down to around the 10-yard line. Give him 3. Gunt there again. It's already 4 tackles for Romeo.
You see the stable of backs there. Chase Hayden is another. We've seen 3 different backs today. Rakeem Boyd, Whaley, and now you see Hayden in the ball game. Averaging over 4 yards a carry, a down here, kind of slasher type guy. But they hit you in multiple ways with this offense, and this is where the leadership and experience of a Ben Hicks comes in here in the red zone.
Whaley in at running back. Quick throw and catch. Grayson Gunner. Flag comes in the backfield. Gunner will take it inside the 5 to around the 1-yard line.
Personal foul. Bumping the passes. Defense number 1.
Boy, Romeo Gunt coming in late, putting a hit on Ben Hicks right in front of our referee, Wayne Winkler, today. That'll get you a flag every time.
Romeo's 2nd time being a little extra after the play. We talked about the experience of Ben Hicks there, having a free runner, getting that football out of his hands quickly. Sets him up here on the 1-yard line.
Don't work out of that shotgun. Hand off to Whaley, dives for the end zone. Does he get in? Yes, he does. Whaley from 1 yard out. makes it a 6-point game.
After getting great field position, this is how you pay it off. Go down, make a couple plays, your quarterback putting it on his arm, making some plays down the field, and you finish it with your offensive line paving the way for a 1-yard touchdown jack.
So on the scoring play, taking an extra moment or two to look at it to make sure that Whaley did get into the end zone, and all looks good. So we will attempt the point after from Connor Limpert, who was 29 out of 29 last year in the point after department. Splits the uprights, 10 plays, 64 yards. Whaley with the touchdown. It's 10-3 Hogs.
Isn't it time you connected to something greater? Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Haggerty, for people who love cars.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Did you know that the French Quarter used to be called Little Palermo? Travel back in time to New Orleans on True South.
Boy, a great show with John T. Edge traveling around the region. It'll come your way Sunday, 7:30 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network and, of course, on the ESPN app. So Ben Hicks leads the touchdown drive. Arkansas has run 18 plays. They have put up 103 yards. And Ben Hicks is 5 of 8 for 41 yards. Limpert. It's a line drive that'll sail into the end zone and out of the back of the end zone, so out to the 25-yard line. Get to that point, too, where also you start to wonder when we will see Nick Starkel. They said we'd like to get him in early, get him some good, meaningful snaps.
It's a good problem to have if you're Chad Morris. 2 experienced quarterbacks that play tons of football. And a lot of these guys have really flocked to both guys. So it's a push and a pull with some of these skill players as well as the offensive line on who's going to be your guy. But Ben Hicks has definitely shown up.
Davis Alexander. His last possession came out of the timeout. Took a delay of game. Has plenty of time now as the play clock's at 17. Comes some corner pressure and then some pressure right up the middle. Somebody missed an assignment. Now Alexander just has to run for his life. Demario Bell, untouched, came flying up the middle. I think they went out and tried to protect the edge.
This is what they're going to try to do. They know Davis Alexander is a mobile guy who can run. I want to allow him to sit back there and survey the field. They're playing press coverage on the outside. As you can see, Davis Alexander just saying, give me a little bit of time to see down the field.
So second down. On the opening drive, Alexander had a couple of nice runs to put him in field goal position. They pick up the corner blitz for a moment. They'll dump it off underneath. That one goes to Taumoepeau. He'll pick up 15 yards, and boy, this is a talented tight end. He's kind of a hybrid guy because he's not real big at 6'3", 245, but he's got sneaky good speed. Preseason All-American on the FCS level. And, of course, Walter Payton Award goes to the best offensive player in the FCS, and he is on the watch list for that.
One of the more naturally gifted players you'll see out here on the field today. smooth route runner. And you mentioned today, he plays like a receiver, just a little bit bigger.
He'll dump it off underneath. Hoffman has some running room. He'll have a first down in Arkansas territory at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 15. I think you saw a look at some of the experience that Alexander brings to the table.
Yeah, he's got quick game going to the right side. They were all jammed up, and he comes back left, finds his outlet, which is his back. And just a great job of an experienced guy like Davis Alexander, who's been here, who's done it. The pressure has not gotten to him yet, and he continues to go through his progressions, even though he's had pressure in his face in this first quarter.
Four-man rush. That one sails over the head of Davis Cutter, a sophomore out of Tampa, Florida. It was the son of longtime NFL coach Dirk Cutter.
Know him really well.
Yeah.
He's at the ball game today. I know he's excited to see his son play in an environment like this. And on the outside, Arkansas playing a lot of press coverage. You see the top of the screen up here. They want to get their hands on him all day long.
Near side. Dagby breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. That young man has got some talent, 6'1", 210 pounds. Coach Barnum telling us a great story about recruiting him. They had an eye on him coming out of high school, but just didn't work out, so he couldn't get into Portland State right away. So he said, he goes, I tried to hide him at a JC that didn't play football, so he wrestled and became an All-American wrestler, and colleges wanted to recruit him to be a wrestler. But Coach Barnum said he got him on the phone and said, hey, wait a minute now. And Emmanuel Dagby said, I'm coming to play football, Coach. Toss, sweep. Hoffman. Boy, there's some of that Arkansas speed. Monteric Brown. They call him Busta Brown, and he just busted up Hoffman on the sideline.
Read my mind right there, Dave. Busta Brown. The best part about this is, yes, he's trying to get blocked on the edge, but he keeps containment, and then he attacks the edge and puts a licking on Sergio Hoffman there on the sideline.
Fourth down for the Vikings. They'll take a timeout. 38 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Now, we haven't mentioned a whole lot of Sosa Agim, preseason All-SEC defensive tackle. Some thought might head off to the NFL, but he decided better of that. Wanted to come back, move from defensive end over to tackle. And that's where he is kind of beefed up and hoping to make his mark and, as they say, get paid next year.
Yeah. And the move inside was one that he contemplated for a few days. Coach Morris and the whole staff, him and Chief John Chavis talked about him moving inside, and he came back after 2 days and said, Coach, I'm all in, whatever is best for this football team. And today we haven't seen much inside run from Portland State. Everything has been on the edge or to the perimeter because of Sosa in the middle. But he is taking that inside defensive tackle spot and really played well for him today already.
He's a confident young man. Asked about why he wears number 3.
Oh, that's a great number, Dave.
I just kind of teed that up for you, didn't I? I'm surprised he didn't say I wore it because of DJ Shockley.
He said it in his head.
On fourth down, here we go. Alexander dives for it. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be very close to the line to gain. They'll have him at the 36. Scooter Harris and Jamario Bell in a foot race with Alexander.
Look at the effort right here. This is what I love. The effort trying to get that first down. Is that left foot get out of bounds there before he reaches out? That's going to be really close.
They're going to say first down, play on. Good work from Davis Alexander, who rushed for 424 yards last year. 3 receivers to the wide side, but they'll run it straight up the middle. Pick up a couple of yards from Carlos Martin. Bumper Pool makes the tackle, and 15 minutes are in the books here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Portland State took the early lead on a 50-yard field goal. The Hogs answered back with 10 straight. That's where we stand. Opening Saturday for Arkansas. Portland State back in a moment.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Alabama getting it cranked up in the second quarter in Atlanta, GA. Kind of their second home for the Crimson Tide.
Only a matter of time. I think they only lost one time there.
So we begin the second quarter. Low snap. Alexander picks it up, tries to throw over the middle, and that pass is dropped by Emmanuel Dagby. Now it'll be third down. This is a Portland State team that made some strides last year. Of course, in 2015, had a great season, 9-3 in the first year under Bruce Barnum. Lost just about everybody off that team that went to the FCS playoffs and beat Washington State and North Texas along the way. And it has been a major rebuild. To the 30-yard line. Pick up 3 for Alexander. Let's see what Coach Barnum wants to do here. Looks like he's going to bring out the field goal unit. They've already connected on a 50-yarder today. So a 47-yard attempt on the way from the sophomore, Cody Williams. Coach calls him nut. So from the far hash, good clean snap, kick is on the way. He hits it again. Cody Williams with a 50-yarder and a 47-yarder to start 2019. And it's a 10-6 ball game. So Arkansas's defense gives up a couple of field goals, and the offense, who scored on their last possession, getting set to come back onto the field behind Ben Hicks. Young man who has been welcomed to this Arkansas team since he announced he was coming here in mid-January, and has really taken an ownership, leadership role. And that's what you'd expect from somebody like this who's been around this coaching staff at SMU. And so far, so good for Ben Hicks and company.
He has played pretty good today. I thought he'd taken care of the football, made some good decisions, but you're talking about coming in January and really taking heed of this team and being more vocal as the offseason went on.
Just 1 year of eligibility left on the pooch kick here. Fair catch called for by Arkansas, and they'll do it there. Nick Starkel with a couple of years of eligibility, but Ben Hicks with 1 year left. For more on his story, let's go down to Dawn.
You know, coaching staff was pretty adamant with us that they need Ben with his knowledge of the offense to help those young freshman receivers. If they're split out too wide, it can move them, make sure they're not drifting on a route. I've watched him pretty closely down here. He is extremely active and vocal on this sideline. Just spent a ton of time with Trey Knox. Almost that entire possession, guys, going over plays. You could see Hicks correct something. You could see Trey acknowledge it and clearly understand it. I see what head coach Chad Morris, exactly why he named Ben Hicks the starter for week 1. This is what he needed out of him.
Well, they need somebody to block a defensive end. Jake Porter crashing in, makes the stop, a loss of 2 on the play on Rakeem Boyd as he got wrapped up I mean, this guy was he was no fluke. In 2017, set single season records, and then after last season, he wraps up with some SMU records, over 9,000 yards passing and 71 touchdowns, 12 300-yard games. The school's all-time leading passer. A hard run by Boyd. It was a big collision around the 28. He'll pick up 4.
And the one thing that helps any quarterback, whether you're a fifth-year senior or you're a true freshman, having a run game. Having a guy like Rakeem Boyd who can get downhill and run tough, hard, and physical for you, it always helps you. Now this is opportunity for Hicks to put his stamp on his offense on a big third down.
Four receiver look, 3 to the top of the field. Over the middle, passes dropped. Trey Knox hit him in the hands. Another 4-star wide receiver. He's out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Top 40 wide receiver coming out of high school. Just dropped it.
Right at the top of this. It looked like he had to get his head around. That's one thing that Don just talked about is these guys understanding the ball's going to be coming out faster. There are tighter windows. And Hicks put that in the perfect spot. That's a play that you expect Trey Knox to come down with.
Knox been battling mono. He's been back on the field the last few days as he recovers from that. Coaches said they'll use him sparingly this afternoon, especially in this heat. So Bauer to punt it away. High. Good hang time. Fielded at the 35 by Kelly, and he is wrapped up. 36-yard punt, nothing on the return. We'll come back, talk about this Portland State program and the history behind the Vikings team.
This is it?
This is it.
I don't get it. No touchscreen, no USB port, no Bluetooth, no anything.
Exactly.
Grandpa, how do you roll down the window?
It's called the window crank.
Sometimes the best way to connect
Cool.
is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Haggerty, for people who love cars.
Being old is kind of cool.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
ESPN celebrating 150 years of college football.
Well, the next 3 months, there will be a lot of historical pieces on college football on the ESPN networks, a lot of manpower, a lot of time, a lot of effort, energy, resources put in by ESPN over the last year or so, and that'll come to fruition throughout this football season. You see the players with their 150 patches, both teams wearing those today. Matter of fact, one of the problems for Portland State, they sent them the patches, but they didn't send enough for the coaches. Couldn't wear the patches today. Boy, Evan Holtz hit after he picks up about a yard and a half. Bumper Pool met him in the hole. Well, he said, we got 6 patches for the coaches, and if we didn't have one for everybody, it was either all or nothing.
All for one for all right there for Bruce. He wasn't having it. Total team guy right there, so you knew they only going to send 6. I'm not going to be the only one. He said, Coach, you can wear it.
That's right.
He said, I'm not wearing it.
But Portland State certainly has a part in the 150-year history of college football. It's one of the innovators of the game. Came out of Portland State in Mouse Davis. As Alexander was the creator of the run and shoot offense. Certainly everybody in college football has some kind of variation of that.
State University football, you're in for a sports treat.
Our approach was we're going to pass first. And You spread people out, you open the holes so that you can get the maximum space for your receiver to win. And then score, score, score.
And score some more. And then score some more. The run and shoot offense under Mouse Davis. Boy, it has morphed into something different, but everybody still uses some variation of that today. Alexander trying to pick up a first down here. There's no run and shoot here. It's just run. And a flag comes in around midfield after the play. Alexander slow to get up. He'll hobble back to the field.
I mean, just a Houdini effort by Alexander just to get away from all the many Arkansas defenders that were coming after him.
Personal foul, late hit with targeting. Defense number 8, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down. The targeting aspect of the penalty is under further review.
Well, now all these targeting plays will be reviewed to see if there was indeed a targeting violation.
And it actually was Cameron Curl, number 2. At first I was thinking it was Scooter Harris there, but it's actually Cameron Curl coming in there late.
Well, it looks like he does lead with the helmet, lowering the head.
Watch this. I agree with you, Dave. He does come lead with that helmet. From the other angle, it looked like he kind of missed him, but the fact he still came and laid with the helmet.
So now the replay officials are determined, is it confirmed or overturned? There is no stands anymore, and these are important things, you know. I mean, you're talking about a player being eliminated from the game. You want to make sure you get it right. Chad Moore is trying to get the explanation as well as we wait for our replay guys.
And you see John Chavis, Chief right there, the defensive coordinator, right in the middle as well, trying to talk with the referees on what he thinks the intent was. But I think you make a great point. Either confirmed or overturned, and it's a big decision. If you it's confirmed, you lose one of your better defensive players in Cameron Curl.
Does he lead? Does he lead with the crown of the helmet with a blow to the head and neck area? You know, as a ball carrier, I don't think you're considered a defensive player, but is there a launch with the crown of the helmet? Well, it's hard to really define where that contact was.
Because that's what I was thinking too. You're coming from that second angle we saw. He kind of misses him off the shoulder a little bit. But the fact he's coming in with the helmet is all I think the referee sees.
Did he make contact with the head is the question I think you have to look at there. It's hard to tell.
After further review, there is no targeting by defense number 2. However, 15-yard penalty for the late hit will be enforced first down.
And I think that's what our guys in the replay booth and the video center back in Birmingham also saw as well. It's like it doesn't appear that he actually hit head-to-head there.
Right. And I thought that second angle probably was the best angle you could see him coming in and not really getting contact with Davis Alexander.
So it'll be first down and 10 as the penalty is enforced, but Curl gets to stay in the game. Alexander doing what he has done for the most part of the first half, and that is run for his life. And there is Curl making the play.
And we talk about some of the big guys in the middle, how they clog it up on the inside. You see Sosa there trying to cut it. But this Arkansas defense is just not respecting anything from Portland State going down the field. They're going to have to force the football down the field to back this defense up. But right now, that defensive front is winning the battle up front against Portland State's offensive line.
Second down and long now, 2nd and 12 for the Vikings from Portland State. Alexander trying to buy a little bit of time. Boy, it looked like Portland State got away with a hold. Crowd saw it. No flag on the play.
As you can see, the fatigue already on Davis Alexander's body. He's having to run around every single play trying to create and make some plays. You wonder how long that's going to last, especially in this heat. They got to do a better job of trying to find some easy outlets for him to get the ball out of his hands. But to bring up a 3rd and long here, I think you got to stretch the ball down the field.
Play clock down to 2. Dorian Gerald there to wrap up Evan Holtz. Somebody lost a helmet in the process, but it'll be 4th down coming up.
Trying to see if they can sneak a draw in there to probably pick up some positive yardage and possibly get in the field goal range. But Arkansas defensively up front is not having any of it today, and they have really played well up front.
Seth Vernon will punt it away. Burks back to return. He'll stand at the 10. High end over end kick. Burks will let it hit 2 yards deep and out to the 20-yard line. Timeout on the field. Arkansas up 10-6 here in the 2nd quarter.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
So Ben Hicks gets the start. Announced on Monday that he would be the starter. The transfer from Southern Methodist University, 5 of 9, 40 yards. What do you make of his start to this one?
I think he's done everything that's asked of him. He's made a few plays. He's moved around. Haven't had any procedural penalties that come from the quarterback position. So I think kind of what you expected out of him coming into this ball game, and been at command.
Well, we were told Nick Starkel will play today, and you know, it's not a clear separation of quarterbacks. It's a 1A, 1B situation. The graduate transfer from A&M graduated in 3 years, 2 years of eligibility left. So I would think maybe next series or 2 we might see Mr. Starkel as Devwah Whaley gets the carry, picks up a yard. But, you know, for more on Nick and what's been going on the side, let's go down to Dawn Davenport, check in with her.
Has stayed in the mix down here, stretching just now. He's stretching out his quads, but he's been communicating with Ben Hicks. He's been talking to some of their wide receivers. He's been standing next to head coach Chad Morris during their offensive possessions, and like I said, he is currently stretching out his legs, so he looks like he is ready to go. He's been staying in the mix.
It was interesting that, you know, Ben Hicks decides to come here, and it was after that Nick Starkel decided to come. You know, usually these guys looking for immediate opportunities to play. Chase Harrell with the reception there in the first down. You don't see that too often. I mean, that's, you know, kudos to Nick Starkel for having enough belief in himself that he could win this job.
We got a chance to talk to offensive coordinator Joe Craddock about Nick Starkel and what that meant. And he said this guy's a huge competitor. He wanted to come here regardless of knowing that Ben Hicks was here. And I've been in that position before where you're the second guy and having to stay locked in, having to be ready. But that's the best thing for this offense and this team is two guys who continue to compete. It makes the whole entire team better.
Little delay handoff. Nice run there from Devwah Whaley. Devwah with a first down run. Brought down by Boogie Davis, his third tackle. Ball will sit at the 46-yard line.
That's what they wanted to. And to have two guys in position where you know you can start, where you can play, but having both guys buying into the system of, hey, we just want you guys to compete, but also want you guys to get along. That's the toughest part about it is knowing you can play and not being able to, but knowing, hey, you're only one play away from getting in the ball game.
Whaley with that carry will pick up a yard. And remember this, I mean, there were a lot of folks around here that thought that Kelly Bryant, the Clemson transfer, was going to wind up here. Instead, he ends up at Missouri. But there were a lot of folks thinking that this was locked up.
Yeah. Kelly Bryant came in, teased them, came on a visit, looked around, and everybody thought this was a foregone conclusion that Kelly Bryant would be here. But now I think Chad Morris is even happier to have a Nick Starkel, to have a Ben Hicks on this program. Two guys who play tons of football, and one that he knows really well from his SMU days and put up tons of numbers when they were together.
Woods makes the catch, hit immediately as he gets to midfield. Gain of 3. Today, Ben Hicks, 7 out of 11 for 57 yards. But those numbers at SMU, over 9,000 yards, and knew how to find the end zone, 71 of them.
Those are ridiculous numbers. I don't care how long you played. The ability to throw that football around and have some guys around you to make plays. Those guys got to believe in you too. Man coverage across the board.
We'll get it out to Chase Hayden, who dives forward close to the 45-yard line. Nicholas Assam with the tackle for the Vikings. And on fourth down, what will Chad Morris want to do here? He's going to keep his offense on the field. They need about 1.5 yards maybe.
This is where you expect that offensive line to say, Coach, put it on our shoulders. Don't have to allow your quarterback to get on the perimeter, but the big hogs up front, create that extra line of scrimmage and move the football.
Two tight end look on fourth down. Hicks will keep it. He'll have the first down and more. He is tackled around the 36-yard line. Pickup of 10.
Nice job on the edge as well, blocking. You see Hayden Henry on the outside. Nice job of him just getting the block. And this is another dimension of this offense that's going to make defenses wonder. Getting on the edge right there is Ben Hicks, using his legs to pick up a key first down. Just gives that defense other things to worry about other than the 3 or 4 backs they have.
Pressure up the middle. Oh, he tried to hit Whaley with it. He was met immediately.
You got to believe this is a Portland State team that's kind of finding a little confidence. They're coming after this Arkansas front. They're coming after Arkansas a little bit more than usual, relying on the pressure. And you see this is nothing but a 3-man blitz, but the add-on by the linebacker Zach Mandera is what forces Ben Hicks to get the football out of his hands probably a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Hicks lobs it up and has to throw it out of bounds. 5-man rush, able to force Hicks out of the pocket. And now you're looking at another 3rd down coming up for Arkansas.
Look at the top up here. Here's where he wants to win. He checked for the audible here. The safety's way in the middle of the field. And on the snap of the ball, he doesn't win inside. He wins inside but gets jammed up. You see him looking at him, and now the safety comes over the top, forcing him to throw the football away. Those are times where he expects his receivers to win when they have that one-on-one man coverage.
3rd down and 10. 10th play of this drive will have to wait as Chad Morris wants a timeout.
Timeout.
And we'll step aside with them as well. 4:33 to go. 10-6 Hawks.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then you're...
Isn't it time you connected to something greater?
One more time. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Hagerty, for people who love cars.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
But we had a chance to sit down with Ben Hicks and have him explain his path to Arkansas.
You know, when I put my name in the portal or whatever, you know, I reached out to Coach Craddock and told him, you know, I'd like, you know, to have an opportunity to come here and play for y'all again. And then I got the opportunity to talk to Coach Morris, and he was like, "Hey man, if you want to do this, let's get this done." So, you know, kept in touch with him through the process, went on some other visits, talked to some other people.
He went on other visits, all right. Coach Craddock said he kind of played with us a little bit, looking at some other schools, but ultimately, this was a place I'm sure he wanted to be and had a lot of success in the times he was in that offense.
3rd down here for Hicks and company. Pocket collapses, nowhere for Hicks to go, and he's dropped. That'll be a loss of 5. It'll be 4th and 15 now.
See number 76, Myron Cunningham right here does a fairly good job at first. They're trying to get the double team, and he comes off little ET stunt and gets the pressure and forces Hicks out of the pocket. And good job by the front four of Portland State, staying with it, staying in their rush lanes and forcing a punt.
Took him out of field goal range, and now they'll have to punt it away as Sam Loy, who transfers in, the junior out of Shepherd, Texas, started his career at Vanderbilt, then went to Colorado where he redshirted, and now he's here in Fayetteville. That one hits at the 5 and will bounce through a couple of Hog defenders, and it'll be a touchback. So Portland State facing their first SEC opponent in history, all the way from Portland, Oregon. Now, it's not a small school. Over 27,000 students are enrolled. Of course, they had some success at the Division II level. They went to a couple of national championship games in 87 and 88. Playoffs in the FCS in 2015. That year they went 9-3. Bruce Barnum originally came as an offensive coordinator in 2010, got the head job in 2015. And of course, Charlie Taumoepeau is their dude. He is their guy. And
Dave, that was awesome. I mean, to get Charlie's name like that.
Thank you, but I've said it three different ways.
Yeah.
I'm going to settle on that one.
As you can see, I just said Charlie.
Yeah. How did I know that was going to happen? 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And off to the right side, Carlos Martin. Nowhere to go. A loss of 2 on the play.
Penetration, penetration, penetration. Every single time they tried to run the football, and that was trying to go inside zone there. And that defensive front has been very, very stingy. And getting to the other side of that line of scrimmage and forcing a 2nd and long.
That was Scooter Harris's first tackle. He'll go down as a TFL.
D lineman won't let him get in it.
SEC's top tackler a year ago with 118. There's a big collision around the 17-yard line. No gain on the play. Martin met by Cam Curl. Boy, John Chavis, the defensive coordinator, was telling us how excited he was for a few of the guys to play today. Cam was one of those. 11-game starter a year ago.
Timeout, Arkansas. Their second.
You know, John Chavis down on the field. Remember last year, he started the year up in the booth, and in the second to last game of the season, decided he was going to come down at halftime on the field. And then in the season finale against Missouri, did that and felt like with this group, we could be in better communication, look the guys in the eye. Chiefs in his 40th year of coaching football.
He's been around for a while. He's seen some of the best. He's seen some tough times, but when he talked about this Arkansas defense, he talked about them playing with a relentless effort. We've seen some of that today, guys flying around. But the biggest thing is he wanted to have the integrity of the defense, and we've seen that today. No busted plays, no long guys just running free, guys in their spots, playing their positions, and just being fundamentally sound.
He started his coaching career as a grad assistant at Tennessee back in 1979. He has seen a lot of football games. Think of all the practice plans he's had to put together.
Dave, I tell you, I had to play against his defense a few times, and it was not fun.
Alexander threw it right into the hands of Cameron Curl. He's to the 30, to the 20, and out of bounds.
That's a great job there of playing center field for Cameron Curl. This was, not sure what David Alexander saw here, but you see Cameron Curl sitting right in the middle of the field. He's going to go back to the middle, but he's just going to read the eyes of David Alexander when he drops back. And a great job on the outside. He's going through the progressions, and not sure if he even saw Cameron Curl in the middle of the field, and he makes a pay. And now Arkansas with a huge opportunity here to put more points on the board, as we see a new quarterback in the ball game, and Nick Starkel.
Nick Starkel will enter the game for the first time. He'll line up with the shotgun with Rakeem Boyd. He'll hand it off to Boyd. He'll take it inside the 15. So Nick Starkel has a short field to work with in his first action. Of course, was a starting quarterback at Texas A&M in 2017, but then broke his ankle, kept him out of action. And then lost that job to Kellen Mond. Decided to transfer after he graduated in 3 years. So he'll have 2 seasons in this Chad Morris offense. Ryan Less, the free safety senior, he is down. Looks like he is cramping up. So while there's an injured Viking, we will step aside for a moment. Arkansas trying to stick it in the end zone for the second time today.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Good to see Chiz and Chris and Dari back in the studios.
Good looking dudes right there, man.
Good looking set. Redid the whole operation
nice.
in Charlotte. Looks good.
It is pretty nice.
Well, Nick Starkel Out of the shotgun, working with Rakeem Boyd. They'll play fake it there, and quick pass underneath. It is caught by Grayson Gunner, but he is met immediately by a couple of white jerseys. And that'll be a loss of a yard.
Well, Dave, we're going to see right now how much trust Chad Morris has in Nick Starkel. You already have 3 points on the board. You're in field goal range. Do you allow Nick Starkel to drop back and throw the football here, risking the opportunity that you can possibly turn the football over? But how much trust you have in Nick Starkel right here?
Nick over the middle. It is picked off at the 5-yard line. Robert Holt with the interception to snuff out the Arkansas scoring opportunity. He'll return it 17 yards, and Portland State will have the football.
Just reading the eyes right here in the middle of your screen. It's going to read the eyes of Nick Starkel, and I'm not sure what he saw, what he's looking for, but he never saw him sitting right there in the middle of the field. And that's just a force there, just not seeing the field as Nick Starkel wanting to make a play, and we just talked about it. And you can see he's angry about it, gave up 3 points. Just a missed opportunity there for Nick Starkel as well as that Arkansas offense.
Holt, the sophomore out of Sacramento, California. Had just 1 tackle a year ago and now comes up with a huge interception on the road here in Fayetteville. 4-man rush, they'll hand it off. Huge hole up the middle. Good run from Sergio Hoffman out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. A 20-yard pickup.
When you get a big play out of it like that, coming out of the bat, number 64, Larry Brister had a great block right there, but coming out of there to get a big run puts you into kind of 2-minute zone and try to go down to get points.
4-man rush again. They'll throw to the near side. The pass is caught. That'll be a gain of 5.
These are the type of throws I expect out of Portland State, simply because how good that front of Arkansas has been. Get the ball out of his hands quickly. Don't run around. You got a minute to go here, 57 seconds to go before halftime. Get the ball out of your hands, be accurate with the football, and do not turn it over.
Well, they'll go empty here on a 2nd down. Under a minute to play in the first half. And that'll be a delayed game, 2nd one today.
Five-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And that's just unbelievable. You cannot have that. That is completely on the quarterback, David Alexander. You got to understand the situation of the ball game. You got to be aware of that play clock. You can't go backwards in a time like this.
Some pressure, batted in the air. It'll fall to the turf. Joe Boucher came flying in there. Batted it away from Davis Alexander.
Boucher's coming right in here off the edge. And when you can't get there, they always talk, get your hands up. And that's a good play by a defensive back. Usually that's taught by the front guys up front, the D-line. But Boucher, knowing that ball was coming out, getting his hands up, it's a great job of batting that football down.
Boucher gets the start at free safety. Played a bunch last year, 11 games, even started one. A sophomore out of New Orleans. 3rd down and 10. Alexander scrambling and loses his helmet, so now he's got to come off the field. It'll be 4th down coming up. Boy, and Alexander's just been taking a beating here in the first half.
Yeah, you can see as he walks off, he's limping a little bit. It's been a real physical first half for him. having to create and try to find time. His offensive line has do a better job of getting after him. They got 5 pressures on him in the first half, a couple sacks. They got to find a way to protect him in the second half, and he's going to make it through this rest of this ball game with the way he's hurting right now.
Hey, coming up at 7:30, week 1 of the college football season rolls on. Georgia Southern taking on 6th-ranked LSU, coming your way from Death Valley, our SEC Saturday night matchup. Joe Burrow and company ended last year on a high note. We got on a roll. I think it was 68% of his passes he completed, averaging almost 300 yards through the air. Joe Burrow been confident in all his conversations in the offseason. Feels like this offense is about to turn the corner.
And Joe Burrow has, you talked about the last 4 games where he played really well, completing over 68%. First 3 quarters went really well, but what mattered to me was he showed up in the big moments in the 4th quarter and made plays for his team. Whether it was 2 or 3 moments in that ball game, he found a way to come up with them, and that's why he has LSU and a lot of people around the country wondering, is this their time to make a run?
So after that timeout, we are set for 4th down as Portland State will punt it away. Seth Vernon and Burks back to return, but Portland State will take a timeout.
You think Portland State has to wonder that Arkansas may come after them. They want to make sure that they can protect and get this football off.
Low-scoring affair, 10-6 our score with 44 seconds to go before halftime. And while we do have a break in the action, let's throw it to Laura Rutledge and our friends at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
I can't believe this. You have to come with me right now and see what they're doing. This is so much fun. Ah! Okay. Whoa. Can I be part of this? No? Yeah? Oh. Nope. They don't want me. I don't blame them. I'm no good at this, but they're awesome. So cool.
Can't believe they didn't allow Laura to get involved.
Unbelievable.
Selfish.
Dave, can you do that with the soccer ball they were just doing?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as you know. An opportunity to return it for Burks. He is hit around the 35-yard line, and oh no, he grabs his left knee as he falls to the turf. Let's just hope a helmet may have bruised that.
Good to see him pop up. Hopefully he's okay.
They already have lost a couple of receivers to some injuries, including Deion Stewart, who's out for the year with a torn ACL. Jordan Jones, high ankle sprain. 2 guys they're really counting on.
Looks like he's walking it off, like he's okay. No special attention to him, so good to see that young guy be all right, because he's going to be a special player for Arkansas.
So Starkle throws the interception on the short field in his opening possession of the afternoon. He's back on the field now on a 1st down and 10 from the 35. Over the middle, has a man. Trey Knox inside the 30. Another sensational freshman coming up with a big catch. He dropped one earlier. This one goes for 38.
Just a great route on the outside. He had a double move, thinking he was going to run the corner. It comes right back across the corner's face. And watch this route right here. Come up, stems him outside, and gives him that outside release. And good job of holding him up down the middle of that seam by Nick Starkle, picking up a chunk of yardage. And you knew if they were going to try to go down and get points, that first play mattered the most, picking up some positive yards.
Coach has talked about how smart Trey Knox is, how he picked up everything so quickly early in Rollee, the 4-star out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, with a big 38-yard gain. 26 seconds to go before halftime. Starkle, pressure comes. He will throw right as he is hit, and the pass is caught. That'll be shy of the 1st down. Caught by Grayson Gunner. Picks up 8, but the clock is moving.
trying to run a play.
No timeout, so the Hogs will get it to Boyd, who will get out of bounds and picks up the first down. And that will be the last play of the half. Boy, don't forget, coming up at halftime, you can watch the live performance of the Razorback Marching Band on SEC Network Plus. Start streaming on the ESPN app. Well, that did not go well. They ran out of timeouts, and the 8-yard pass that didn't stop the clock because of the first down, and Harold didn't get out of bounds, cost him an opportunity.
And you were wondering why they were about to kneel the football down and spike it to kick it again.
That is the end of the first half.
So that'll be the end of the first half. So just a 10-6 ball game. Arkansas getting a little bit sloppy down the stretch. Interception inside the red zone, and let the clock run out to end the half. And let's go down to Dawn now.
Yeah, here with head coach Chad Morris. Coach, we saw Nick Starkel came in there at the end of the half. What factored into the decision to make that change?
Well, Ben been playing well. We wanted to get Nick some reps. Ben will start second half for us. But, I wish we mismanaged that end down there. We should have had a field goal out of this.
What's the biggest thing execution-wise you point out to this offense?
Playing. First game, keep playing. That's all we have. Just keep playing. It'll be all right.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, 2 quarters are in the books. Arkansas only 10 points on the board. Portland State hanging tough on the road. So with that, let's get it to our studio. Dari and the boys, it's all yours. A surprising score, to say the least, here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Hogs only up by 4 after 2 quarters of football here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Second half action in a matter of moments. Dave Neal alongside my partner DJ Shockley, and Arkansas just didn't seem like they got it cranked up. There was never any rhythm offensively.
That's a good word, rhythm. No continuity up front. They had a lot of pressure. I thought Ben Hicks played pretty well in the first half, but they weren't able to get those big plays you expect out of this offense, especially in year 2. Just not the playmaking ability you want in the second year of this offense to create some big plays going down the field. Only 10 points to account for.
Well, time to take a look at our State Farm Star Watch, and for that we'll focus on the Arkansas quarterbacks. We saw 2 of them. Ben Hicks did get to start. We did see Nick Starkel late, but it was Hicks' show early on. Yeah, he did a good job of moving around in the pocket, trying to create some plays. This throw here was probably his best throw of the day into cover 2. He even picked up this big third down with his legs there running around. You see he's active. He's the leader. He's why they chose him to be the starting guy for this team. And then you see Nick Starkel come in there on a big third down in the red zone after a turnover and throw an interception. It's been about the quarterbacks. We talked about that. Ben Hicks is the guy. Starkel struggling so far. Throw that interception inside the red zone. And there are the numbers. The one incompletion, of course, the pick by Starkel. Hicks, with 8 completions, just 61 yards. Not a lot of downfield throws for Ben Hicks. And give credit to Portland State. Their defense has caused some problems. A lot of movement up front, bringing 4, 5, sometimes 6 guys. So it has been some credit to Portland State, but yet you'd think there'd be better execution from Arkansas. Yeah, they've hung around, and that's what Coach Barton wants them to do, be able to hang around and be here for the 4th quarter and have an opportunity at the end of the game. A short kick that will go out of bounds. So good field position to start the second half for the Arkansas offense. And with that, let's go down to Don Davenport, who had a moment ago had a chance to catch up with Coach Barnum of Portland State.
Free kick out of bounds, kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Dawn had some issues with the microphone. We will get back to her in a moment because I'm sure Coach Barnum had some interesting things to say. Ben Hicks will get the start here in the second half for Arkansas. They'll hand it off to Rakeem Boyd. Boyd in that first half ran for 44 yards, averaged over 5.5 yards a carry. Will pick up 6 on that one, but a flag is down.
Holding, offense number 54, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
That is the third penalty against Arkansas today. Austin Capps, the left guard, picks up that flag, and he's coming off kind of a sore knee. Bothered a little bit late in camp, but certainly able to get out there today. The senior started over here as a defensive lineman, playing both guard spots last year, but has settled in at the left guard spot here in 2019.
Good spot here for Ben Hicks to kind of bring some emotion to this ball game. You see it's kind of a lull. You get the penalty off in the first play. He has to find a way to spark his offense here early in this third quarter on this first particular drive.
First down and 20. They'll go again to Boyd, and he is hit around the 28-yard line, a gain of 6. Sam Enos comes up to make the play. He's done that a couple of times today. Matter of fact, 5 stops and a tackle from behind the line for Sam, the junior free safety.
Arkansas ran the ball okay, but give Portland State a lot of credit. They've had some holes, but in space they've been really good with open field tackles.
Hicks steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle. The pass is caught by the freshman Traylon Burks. That's a gain of 20.
As a running back in this league, you have to do a great job of picking up the blitz. Rakeem Boyd steps in there and just stuns the outside linebacker coming through. What a great job he does.
Pick up of 4 for Rakeem Boyd. Boyd had 8 carries in the first half. A couple of carries here in the second half to get things started. They also gave the football to Warren and Whaley and Hayden.
Here's the freedom at the line of scrimmage that you want to see from Hicks.
Pressure comes, going up top, looking for Burks, and it is incomplete around the 10-yard line. Anthony Adams stride for stride with Traylon Burks. That's one of the things Joe Craddock was talking to us about, his big receivers. They've got some guys now, some size on the outside. Burks goes 6'3", TQ Jackson, another freshman, at 6'4", Trey Knotts at 6'5", and these guys he feels have real good ball skills. Like those 50-50 balls, he felt like his guys could win most of those battles.
And you expect those kind of battles to happen, but Hicks has to do a better job of putting that ball on the outside, giving him a better chance at it.
Dropped by Chase Harrell, former wide receiver who's beefed up a little bit to move to the tight end spot, twisting and turning, and looks like he has taken a spill on that right shoulder.
At the top of the screen, just runs like a little wheel route and just unable to bring it down and finish this. Well-designed play, a chunk play you call it, just unable to finish the catch at the end for a big play.
Sam Loy to punt it away, end over end, fair catch called for, and taken at the 12-yard line. So Portland State's defense stands up on the opening possession, turns it over to their offense. We'll have that drive when we come back.
Car lovers have an unspoken language, and Hagerty understands it all. That's why we've created a community dedicated to celebrating driving, the Hagerty Drivers Club, with members-only events, the award-winning Hagerty magazine, roadside service, and insight into buying and selling. Heck, you don't even need a car to join. You're already part of the club. So let's make it official. Join the Hagerty Drivers Club today, and let's drive together.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody. So don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear. More driven.
Welcome back to Fayetteville, Arkansas. 4-point ball game here. Arkansas leads in the second half. I talked to Portland State's head coach, Bruce Barnum, and he said, hey, if this is the score in the fourth quarter, I'll take it. And I'll tell you this, there's going to be some disappointed Arkansas fans because I'm pretty confident in what my team can do. I talked to him at the half, and he said that Arkansas's defense is running a lot more zone than he expected. He expected to see a lot more man-to-man, so they'll make some adjustments to be able to deal with that. He said, number one thing they have to do, protect their quarterback. Give him some time.
Yeah, we saw him limp off the field a few times, but Alexander in there to start the third quarter offensively for the Vikings. He gives it to Sergio Hoffman. No gain on the play. Alexander in that first half was their leading rusher, 10 rushes, 27 yards, as he scrambled basically to avoid a bunch of pressure in the backfield. Through the air, he was 7 of 15 for 51 yards. Pass caught by Hoffman. He will be close to the first down line. Give him 10 there. Bumper Poole runs him out of bounds. Bumper, the sophomore.
And to the point that Don made about Arkansas playing more zone is because of their front four. Arkansas has getting pressure with their front four too, Davis Alexander, so you don't have to bring a lot of pressure when you can get pressure with the front four. That last play, they were in some man coverage, got kind of picked off, but for the most part, when you get pressure up there, you don't need extra pressure to come on line of scrimmage.
Boy, Alexander's finally dropped. A loss of 6. Here's a look at some of that pressure from Arkansas.
Yeah, it's been constant pressure all day long. People in the face while he gets outside the pocket. Guys are trying to run him down, but he's done his best job of trying to get away. And the untimely interception there before halftime, it didn't pay off for Arkansas, but they have done a great job of really frustrating Davis Alexander, especially in that first half.
Second down and 16 now for the Vikings. 4-man pressure again. Pass is caught by Davis Cutter. They'll give him, let's see where they spot his forward progress, right at the line to gain, so a 15-yard pickup.
And this is just old school, we call smash combination. You got a hitch on the outside to keep the corner underneath, and you throw the corner out in between the corner and the safety. Nice thrown ball by Davis Alexander just to fit it in between those two guys. You can see Carter coming down with a nice catch there on the sideline.
Alexander now 9 of 17 for 77 yards. Fresh set of downs for the Vikings. Boy, swarmed by 4 Arkansas players. He'll lose a yard on the play. Sosa Agim. Matayo Soli also there.
Dave, it's not Davis's fault, really. I mean, there was a 2-man route combination on the outside. It was really nowhere for him to go with the football, so he just ate it. Doesn't throw it into any harm's way or trouble. He just eats it and try to get to what he can, and you got to respect that here.
Handoff goes to Hoffman. He's over the 35 to the 37-yard line. That'll be a 5-yard pickup.
This is a big spot in the ball game for the Arkansas defense on third down, where last year they were 10th in the SEC on third down, trying to get off the field here. Have to be aware of David Alexander's ability to get on the edge and create. See if they bring any pressure.
Vikings 1 of 8 on third downs. Need 5. Hoffman has the catch, and the first down. And a flag comes in late, all the way from our back judge, who sailed the flag about 20 yards. Excellent arm strength by our back judge, Jay Brown. Looked like he might have played a little quarterback back in the day.
He chunked that thing probably about 30 yards.
He saw something he didn't like, that's for sure.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, offense number 81. 15-yard penalty, replay third down.
Boy, you get the first down. Out over the 40. Now you're going to have that brought back.
So it's number 89 right in the middle of your screen, coming out from the 45-yard line right there on Fouché. Gets the block there. That's the block they called there for Charlie. Great job there of getting the football out. You lose a little bit of field advantage, but
So Charlie Taumoepeau cost his team a lot of yards. Pressure comes, and Alexander just had to throw it into the dirt. Greg Brooks putting some pressure on the quarterback. That is 7 QB pressures.
Just bringing pressure right off the edge of your screen, coming right off the edge, right there off the right side of the quarterback. And not even enough time to set up the screen, even though Arkansas did a good job of playing it. 3rd and 12 with pressure, getting the ball out of his hands pretty quickly. It's a great job of Chief bringing the blitz there.
So you go from a first down near the 45-yard line to a punting situation back at the 26. Vernon playing it away to Burks. And is that another delay of game? I believe it will be.
Delay of game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Just an unforced error. We've seen it a couple times on the offensive side. Just an unforced error by Portland State. And it's going to give Arkansas even better field position. And look out for, on the backside there, who's returning the punt, Traylon Burks, one of those talented freshmen we talked about earlier, Dave.
Vernon gets the kickoff, and it will hit at the Arkansas 45-yard line. 35-yard punt. Can Arkansas's offense get it going? We'll find out on the other side.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Thank you, Dari. Took him a while, but they got it rolling now, and Kentucky took them a while. Against Toledo, they finally win by a couple of touchdowns. Wilson with a nice game. Memphis held Ole Miss to just 173 yards of offense.
That is probably more of a surprising game to me, is Rich Rod and that new offense. It's not putting up the points or the yards you would think they would.
Hey, defensively, they had a couple of opportunities late in the fourth quarter to have some third down stops and couldn't get off the field. Here's Rakeem Boyd, takes a simple pass and turns it into a 12-yard gain. Robert Holt finally hanging on. Here's my perception of things right now for Arkansas's offense. I'm going to try to get it in number 5's hands as much as possible.
And he is the most important. He get it done for you.
There is Boyd inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Holt makes another tackle, but a gain of 5.
And I think you made a good point about getting the ball in number 5's hand. Whenever you get it to him in space or downhill, he's shown the ability to catch out the backfield as well as run downhill. He's going to get you positive yards.
Hicks lofts it up, coming near side. That'll be incomplete. Trying to hit Morris down that sideline. Don't forget, coming up tonight on an SEC Saturday night, it's off to Baton Rouge. Georgia Southern taking on the 6th-ranked Tigers from Death Valley. Joe Burrow and company trying to get that offense cranked up.
Be rocking at nighttime.
Well, that was a tough ask of Rakeem Boyd. He was twisting and turning, running backwards, trying to make a catch there. Not a great throw from Ben Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks has to lead him upfield a little bit. You can see the disappointment on his face. They had the screen set up. And we just mentioned it, trying to get Rakeem Boyd more touches. Just an inaccurate pass to his running back leads to a 4th down punt.
Crowd getting a little restless here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium. Just 10 points on the board for Arkansas as Sam Loy will step in to punt it away. It's at the 5 and into the end zone. Well, that's the second time today Arkansas has had an opportunity to pin it inside the 2 or 3 yard line and can't get it done. 7:25 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Arkansas's lead is 4. Vikings have the football. This is the kind of day it's been for the Hogs.
And you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you're
Isn't it time you connected to something greater?
one more time. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy.
Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Haggerty, for people who love cars.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Pick by McClellion. Jarquez hanging in there, stride for stride, and lays out for the pick.
I love the call. It's a straight go route, one-on-one coverage on the outside. Davis Alexander just throws his ball too far inside. He has a step on McLean. He just throws it too far inside, and you see him. He's able to get back into the play and make the interception. But I love the aggressive call. They're trying to hit a deep ball. Well, McLean coming back, and you see he's got the belt. He's excited. Maybe that gives Arkansas some life.
Boy, the handoff goes to Whaley. He is wrapped up, thrown to the turf for a loss of 3 by Noah Yunker. That's the 4th tackle behind the line by this Viking defense today.
He was one guy that Coach Barner talked about, was excited to see back. Had an injury in his sophomore year, was playing really well, and you can see he's been around the football a bunch of times today and forcing a big, big loss there for Arkansas.
Now 2nd down, and you're chasing the chains again. Hicks, pocket, collapses, in trouble, being chased. Will throw it away, and has a receiver in the area. And the tight end, Chase Harrell. Sean Richard putting the pressure on Ben Hicks.
And these were some of the struggles of Arkansas's offense last season. Not being good on 1st and 2nd down, a negative yardage play on 1st down. 2nd down, you get nothing for it, and now you're looking at 3rd and long. And you can see today, 3 of 10 on 3rd down. It's not going to cut it. And it all happens because you were not good on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to throw the football down the field.
Arkansas 3 out of 10 on 3rd downs. These are the situations that destroyed them offensively last year. That's floated in the air, but it is caught around the 45-yard line by Mike Woods. They needed 12. They got 15.
Sometimes you just have a little luck, and sometimes it just works out for you. And Mike Woods saves the day for Ben Hicks.
Gain of 2 for Whaley. Ben Hicks now 11 out of 22 for 109 yards.
He may have to buy Mike Woods a little hamburger for that one. Saving him from throwing that football into harm's way.
2nd down coming up. Whaley stays in the game as Arkansas's out of that pistol formation. Hicks will dump it off to Woods. Nice move by Mike, and then he is knocked out of bounds right at the line to gain at the 45-yard line.
Watch the tail end of this play. Expect to see this later on. Top 10 for sure, making the guy miss. Put that left foot in the ground. That's a little R1 button right there. Making a guy miss. That's a highlight film type of play, but good job of getting Mike Woods in space. And we've seen the last couple plays, when you go to him or Rakeem Boyd, good things happen.
First down and 10 for Arkansas. Hicks throws near side, looking for Harrell. That's incomplete.
There's a communication issue there because they were in a cover 2. There's a corner sitting outside. He should not run into the outside of that corner. He has to just sit it down in that little void. And I think that's what Ben Hicks was kind of looking at him saying, don't run into trouble. But Ben Hicks has to hold him up a little bit as well.
He'll stay on the ground. Boy, a big collision there. And boy, some upset players. Portland State. See what happened on the end of that play. I don't know what that was all about.
There's James Thomas right there on the end. And looks like they were just a little friendly fire there with each other going back and forth. That happens up front in the trenches. I don't know much about the trench land, but I know those guys go after it a lot.
Yeah, when was the last time you played defense?
Yeah, I don't want no parts of that.
So Thomas will watch this play from the sidelines. They'll hand it off, coming near side. It's Boyd. He'll take it inside the 40 down to the 36-yard line. And that'll set up a 4th down for Arkansas. 4th and let's call it a yard.
bringing an extra couple heavy guys. Bigger tight ends. You got 2 tight ends in the ball game now. Your power back and Rakeem Boyd. I'd expect this football to go nowhere but north and south.
Boyd. Flag comes in. Might be a face mask in there as he falls inside the 35 and up for the first down. It looked like maybe Porter grabbed him on the way down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 54, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
You can see him right down here at the bottom of the line of scrimmage here. Gets the face mask, tries to fight through a tackle. You see right there at the end with that left hand, gets a lot of that face mask of Rakeem Boyd.
So first down and 10 now as the ball sits just inside the 20-yard line. 3:20 to go in the third quarter as the clock moves. Here's Rakeem Boyd. Has some room down to the 5-yard line. Gain of 15 for Boyd.
Tough, hard, physical run. I expect this football to go right back into the hands of Boyd here.
They will give it to Boyd. He falls down to the 3-yard line. Boyd now with 15 carries, 82 yards on the ground.
There's a similar set they came in with 2 tight ends when they were going for it on 4th and 1. More of the heavy package here, close to the goal line.
Here's Boyd diving for the end zone, and he will have 6 for the Razorbacks.
It's only fitting. Look at, you come around and you kick out the last defender, and Rakeem Boyd is always asked to make one guy miss. Great job of finishing that run, and it's only valid that he gets the touchdown after really holding down the whole time.
Point after is up and good. Arkansas now leads it 17-6. Go to your stud dog when you need it most. That's what Arkansas did. Rakeem Boyd with the touchdown.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
This is Thomas Stewart, Pistol Pete of the Oyster Knife. True South, New Orleans.
Well, Arkansas gets the touchdown, their second of the day. 17 points on the board for an offense that averaged a little over 21 points a game last year. And I think Chad Morris probably expected a little bit more out of his group today on the offensive end. I think their defense has held up nicely.
Defense has done a really good job of getting out the David Alexander, but offensively, just, you mentioned, no rhythm, no continuity.
Fair catch call for. And that'll come out to the 25-yard line. 2:20 to go in the third quarter. Now, Rakeem Boyd, old number 5, get it cranked up here in the opener.
Yeah, he's been the bell cow for them whenever they needed extra yards, when they need those tough physical runs. He's been good out the backfield. He's been good catching the football, and he seems to always fall forward. The reason why he's one of the top backs in the SEC right now with the style in which he runs the football.
So Davis Alexander and this offense back on the field. Portland State has amassed just 131 yards of offense. Meanwhile, Arkansas sitting at 299. Alexander will loft it up and out of bounds. Good coverage on the back end by the Razorbacks.
It's kind of been an MO pretty much the entire ball game. Is Davis Alexander on the perimeter, being forced out of the pocket and throwing the football away. 2 interceptions. The one we saw previously was just a bad ball inside, had a chance to make a big play. But one thing I think they have to do is try to get to some quick game. Get the ball out of his hands in a timely fashion, where he has to hold on to it.
Alexander will be dropped. Hayden Henry. The guy some of his teammates described as he's just an animal making the play.
Right here in the middle, to your right side, reads his keys really well, stays at home, doesn't over pursue, and then once he sees Davis Alexander take off, he's like a missile shot out of a cannon and gets the sack.
That is 6 sacks for Arkansas this afternoon. Hayden Henry, the junior out of Little Rock, Arkansas. Pressure again. Alexander escapes a Houdini-like move, and he's out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. He'll pick up 14, and he is slow to get up.
Not sure how Fouché misses him coming through. He goes right up under Fouché and tries to pick up the extra yards. And you see a little bit ginger there. He calls for his sideline right away.
Man, immediately falls on that left shoulder, immediately calls for help. I mean, how many times have we seen a quarterback in that situation?
The extra pounds land on you. And you got to remember, this is the first game of the season. Yeah, you want to come in here, you want to play well. But this is a team that has bigger aspirations for the rest of their year in conference. And Davis Alexander is a big part of what they do. So they can only hope and pray that he comes out of this and he's all right.
Portland State, of course, out of the FCS. Plays in that Big Sky Conference. That is your backup quarterback, Jalani Eason. The good news for Viking fans is the fact that this is a guy, it's not that you're just throwing him into a fire that he's not used to. He played a bunch last year. As he and Alexander split time, Alexander with most of the snaps, but it's still Eason. Got plenty of run to feel comfortable running this offense. The junior out of Los Angeles. Well, we got a second. Let's get an update. A lot going on in Knoxville, Dari. Oh, boy.
This has become a very interesting Saturday, to say the least.
Vikings will punt it away as Vernon sends it down to Burks. A 38-yard punt with no return. And here comes the Arkansas offense back on the field. 53 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And certainly we will monitor the situation with Davis Alexander. But for now, we'll see if Arkansas can put together back-to-back drives. This is an offense that's put up 299 yards, 165 through the air, 134 on the ground. Hicks is 12 out of 24 for 117. He'll come back out and run this series. Boyd leads him in rushing, 16 carries for 84 yards. They'll get to Warren. They've had a couple of rushes with the speedy wideout. Picks up 8 on that one, and now a Viking player slow to get up on the defensive end. As that's Romeo Gunt, who has had some kind of day. 13 tackles for Gunt. Well, we got a second. Time to remind you about our boys, Greg McElroy, Marcus Spears. Monday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Thinking Out Loud, presented by Regions Bank. It's back for another season. They'll talk some football. They want your participation via social media throughout the show. And if the way things are going today, there'll be a lot to talk about on Monday.
A lot of conversation about where this SEC is. But those guys have a great time. And last year, we remember they would never call us back. Maybe we should just call in ourselves, Dave.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know if I'm willing to give them my time right now.
Passed them already in week 1.
I'll tell you what, this is one of the nightmare scenes for Bruce Barnum. You're talking about two outstanding players on each side of the ball that have gotten banged up today, and that's your starting quarterback, Alexander, and now your playmaker on defense, Romeo Gunt. They play a Division II team next week, and then they go to Boise State, which rallied against Florida State, down 31-13 in the first half, and really in the second quarter, and came back to beat the Seminoles.
I know that was a tough thing for you to say right there, Dave.
I did it. I powered through it. Oh, man. He has been, Gunt has just been outstanding today from the opening play.
190 pounds. He plays a lot bigger than his size indicates. 14 tackles. He's all over the field.
So second down. Hicks will hand it off. Nice little stutter step at the line of scrimmage for Chase Hayden. He'll pick up 6. This is that situation as we get late in this game, about to begin the fourth quarter here, where just the size, the depth of an FBS team just overtakes the FCS teams on a majority of the time.
Yeah, just wears them down and get into the fourth quarter and just wear them down with the run game.
Arkansas's defense has been solid today. They have allowed just 139 yards, trying to get the offense to catch up. But it has been a long day for Alexander. We will head to the fourth quarter. Arkansas leads at 17-6.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, man.
Here we go again. This is a dream.
My name is John Rood.
Josh Gold.
I'm Dustin Frisk.
And I'm Courtney Frisk, and this is why we drive.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
About to begin the fourth quarter here at Reynolds Razorback Stadium on a warm afternoon, where Arkansas has just amassed 313 yards of offense. Just one turnover. That was an interception in the second quarter off of Nick Starkel, who played a couple of series. But 6 sacks by this Hog defense have helped them maintain this 11-point advantage. Chase Hayden is tripped up. That another play that just didn't seem like it was fluid.
It starts up front, though. There wasn't much movement by the offensive line. And this is a part of the game where you expect that offensive line to really take heed and push those guys around. The offense hasn't had its big-time moments in this ball game, throwing the ball down the field, had some big runs by Rakeem Boyd, but you just haven't seen the explosive nature you want out of this offense.
Second down and 10. They'll go with Warren around the edge. He is hit around the 44-yard line. That'll be a gain of 12 and a first down.
I just love the speed of Warren. Once again, one of those misdirection plays that gets Portland State up the field. And you bring one of your speedy receivers around to pick up some positive yards after you struggle trying to run inside. Devwah Warren has been one of those key players for Arkansas that they want to get the football to.
Boy, all day to throw for Hicks. Goes back to the wide side of the field. The pass is caught by Traylon Burks. That'll pick up 20 yards. And for Burks, his third catch today, now has 52 yards.
And Dave, you talked about it, just the time he had there to throw the football. He wanted the double move down his right side, had time to look at the double move and come back to his left side and find Burks over there. And a great job of him just coming back to the football for his quarterback.
By the way, Romeo Gunt, number 1 for Portland State, leads them in tackles this afternoon, is back on the field. He will cover Chase Harrell in the slot, who now goes in motion back toward the formation. As Hicks rolls right near side, and that one's dropped by Harrell.
He's had a couple of untimely drops today. He had a wide open wheel route last quarter that might have went for a touchdown, and here he is again coming out on the naked bootleg and drops it. I don't know if he's not keeping his eye on it, but he's dropped 2 today that just were not good for him.
Handoff goes to Hayden, who gets it inside the 20. He'll pick up 5. Romeo Gunt with another tackle. I mean, Gunt's just 5'10", and 190, but he is not afraid.
He has a knack for the football, as we see Austin Capps is down for Arkansas. But you mentioned it. You just saw Gunt go off the field, but
so while Capps is attended to, we'll step aside. 12:52 to go in the game.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, man.
Here we go again. This is a dream.
My name is John Rood.
Josh Gold.
I'm Dustin Frisk.
And I'm Courtney Frisk, and this is why we drive.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Boy, the Ozarks, one of the most beautiful places in this country, and in the coming months, it's where you want to be in the fall. course, the Ozark Mountains extend across 5 states: Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Illinois. I'm sure you knew that. You got nothing for me?
I got nothing, but I like the show. I mean,
the show's
I don't know
good.
much about the Ozarks, man. I'm
about
learning about the Ozarks, so this was good for me to watch. I was waiting for you to give me more information.
Oh, I got more.
I know you got more.
The Ozark National Forest spans over 1 million acres.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
300 miles of hiking trails.
Are you a hiker? You like to hike?
No, I just said there's 300 miles of hiking trails. I'm not saying
sure
I'm going to be on
beautiful hiking trail, though, right?
It is, in the fall especially. And the leaves change.
Ah, there you go. So you're an outdoorsman. That's what you're telling me.
They're going to say first down, and the clock will start. You know, we got about 12 minutes left to go in this one. If you're Chad Morris, DJ, obviously he's not trying to analyze his offense right now, but what are you seeing from Arkansas offensively today?
Much of their success has happened on the perimeter, happened on the edge, using some of the speed guys to get to the corner.
They will loft it up. Flags are down. A couple of flags, and Gunt may have another late hit. Could be his third one today, as he and Hicks were on the turf in the backfield.
Gunt literally was 2 yards off sides there and then laid into Ben Hicks.
There were 2 fouls by the defense. Offside, number 1, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, targeting number 1. Targeting aspect of the foul is under further review.
So here we go again. We'll take a look. Our replay officials.
Here's Romeo Gunt coming right off the edge here. And he gets a little bit of a head start off the edge, and watch at the end. He just lays into him. Hicks was good enough to get this football off. Quarterbacks are taking a couple licks today from the opposing defenses. Continue to get up. Tough guys back there. But Gunn is a guy you know you're going to continue to come. 15 tackles on the day. We saw him injured probably a couple plays ago. Now he's back on the field. You can see the fiery nature that he had while he's out there. Regardless of size, he's going to continue to fight.
Take one more look at this and see if you have one of those indicators where there's an attack with forcible contact, the launch, thrust from a crouch, lowering of the head, leading with the helmet, forearm, shoulder, etc., to the head or neck area. You know, it looks to me like, obviously, I think a face mask, I think his head was up.
I think he did a good job of trying to get his head. Watch right here. He tried to get his head to the side of him at contact. So I don't think there's any intent there with the helmet. Watch right at the end. He gets that head right on the right side of him.
We've already had one of these targeting flags reversed today, and
I like the new rule. It's either confirmed or it's overturned, and they get to go look at it. So a guy doesn't lose a half of the next game.
Yeah, just from my perspective, I think that's one that they'll probably overturn.
Further review, there is no foul for targeting. However, defense offside, number 1, will be enforced 5 yards. Replay first down.
Hey, Dave, you're 1 for 1, bud. 2 for 2?
Yeah, I had the one earlier. Let's get it right.
2 for 2.
Because you'd be quick to call me out if I was 0 for 2.
Oh. I would love to know, though, Dave. Did you come up with that one all yourself, or was there a little?
I've got my targeting review process card in front of me, so I have it to break down.
Gotcha.
So I just go step by step, work through it.
I like it.
Talk it out.
That's why you're my partner, buddy.
Here's Hicks. He will loft it up. A dangerous throw. He was looking for Hayden. Mannery was there in coverage for the Vikings.
Well, I can attest as a former quarterback, anytime you're going backwards 5, 10, 15 yards trying to throw a football, not many good things are going to happen. And that was almost a disastrous play there for Ben Hicks.
Speaking of disaster, Tennessee is going to lose to Georgia State.
Wow.
38-23.
What do you think ball fans are thinking? That's not the way you want to start year 2.
I'm not going to answer that
Jeremy
question.
Pruitt.
Handoff goes to Hayden, hit by Jake Porter. Only a yard. So now it'll be 3rd down and about 4. They got to get it inside the 4-yard line for the first down. Alabama knocks off Duke 42-3. That's a final. Tennessee does score with 2 seconds to play in that game. So looks like it'll be a 38-30 type final. And Hicks flushed out of the pocket this time. Sean Richard runs him to the sidelines. Ben Hicks now 13 out of 28 for 137.
We saw tons of plays like this today where he just had to throw the football away. None was there, trying to get him on the edge. But Florida State, give him a lot of credit. They haven't allowed him to get upfield and make a play when he got outside.
So Connor Limpert on. He's already hit from 34. This one from 25, and he will knock it through the uprights. 20-6 our score. 10:44 to play.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, man.
Here we go again. This is a dream.
My name is John Rood.
Josh Gold.
I'm Dustin Frisk.
And I'm Courtney Frisk, and this is why we drive.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
The College Football Playoff lives on ESPN.
Well, the quest begins. And LSU will start their season tonight in Death Valley against Georgia Southern. That'll be coming your way, 7:30 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network. But I think a game right now that has a lot of attention, the only top 25 matchup on this Saturday, Oregon and Auburn from Dallas, Texas, actually Arlington, Texas. But with a freshman quarterback making his first start, we don't know if Anthony Schwartz is going to play or not. They're talented, super fast wide receiver. But yet I think this Auburn defense is stout, but they got to go against one of the better quarterbacks in the country in Justin Herbert. What do you make of that one tonight?
I think that's where they have to kind of make their hay, is on defense. Can you slow down that offense from Oregon and Justin Herbert? Can you force him to turn the ball over? We see Davis Alexander's day is over. Shoulder, arm is in the sling. The only hope for positive things out of him. But going back to the Auburn an Oregon game, that should be a big-time game. That's national implications for the rest of the year. I know it's just the first game of the season, but it means a lot when you talk about strength of schedule and get to the end of the year trying to make it to the college football playoff.
Jalani Eason. He will run it across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Pac-12 has had a tough time against SEC teams. They are 0 for their last 9. They have been defeated by over 16 points per game on average. And look, let's face it, Pac-12 got beat up the last couple of years from a national perspective. There's a lot riding on this for the Oregon Ducks and the Pac-12.
And a lot of people think Oregon is the team that'll come out of the Pac-12 and give them a chance to play in the college football playoff, and it all starts. If you go out and beat a team like Auburn in week 1, it bodes well for the rest of the year and going forward. Bo Nix, it should be interesting to watch him tonight as well in that new Gus Malzahn system. Mobile, dual threat guy, can move around. His offense has always been good when he's had that kind of guy at the helm.
Well, free play. Interception dropped by Fouché. Looks like Arkansas was offsides. Jonathan Marshall in the middle of that defense. It's always amazing when the guy that's sitting right on top of the football jumps offsides.
Defense number 47, 5-yard penalty, replay third down.
That's the old adage. You got one job. On the back end, you didn't know it was on you. That's one Fouché is going to look back on and say he let one go, even though he had the offsides penalty.
More flags coming down.
Dave, you ain't going to be happy about this one either.
Offside, defense number 90 made contact with an offensive player. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Back-to-back offsides now by Arkansas. Miller gets that one. Sosa Agim back on the field now. That'll give Portland State the first down at the 39-yard line.
Arkansas showing man coverage across the board. Can Portland State win?
Pass is incomplete. Taumoepeau had his hands on it and then dropped it. Isn't that something that we heard from the coaches, Tuesday, Coach Barnum yesterday? Because some of our guys will catch it 3 times.
Yeah. You only get credit for one, man.
Another offsides. Looked like Jamario Bell, 86, might have been the guilty party on that one. Could be another free 5 for the Vikings.
I don't know if Jalani Eason is coming in here and have this major hard count going on, but he's got him 3 different times to jump off sides. And you can see John Chavis there, defensive coordinator. He's not going to be happy about these late penalties. See him shaking his head like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I just watched our.
There were fouls by both teams. Offside, defense number 96. Intentional grounding, offense number 10. Those fouls offset, replay second down.
Boy, Bruce Barnum is not happy about that as he's on that sideline barking at our referee.
First, if he's outside the tackle box, you say no.
They're first.
He's inside that tackle box.
So, a lot going on. Timeout on the field, 9:25 to play. Back in a moment.
Isn't it time you connected to something greater? Sometimes the best way to connect is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Hagerty, for people who love cars.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Not many people saw that one coming, except probably those wearing the Carolina blue. Another flag comes in. Well, how many plays in a row? It seems like we've had a flag 5 in a row, maybe 6 in a row. Guys are getting tired. Portland State came into town on Thursday. As they open up this season in their first ever meeting with an SEC team. Getting about 550,000 for the game.
Illegal block below the waist. Offense, number 87. 15-yard penalty. Replay second down.
Let's see if we can get a clean play.
Maybe if Jalani Eason doesn't go on hard count, we have a good chance.
Hey, another flag. Emmanuel Dagby takes the football out near the 45, but watch Davis Cutter, number 7. See if he doesn't just line up offsides.
No, we got Fouché. Look at right here at the bottom. He lines up offsides.
Oh, excuse me, Fouché. I'm looking at.
He lines up offsides. He didn't jump.
He was a yard
easily.
Defense number 7. That penalty is declined. Third down.
It's a third down.
Arkansas coming with pressure here. 3rd and 5, trying to get the ball out of the hands of Eason.
Pressure comes, pass is caught by Dagby, breaks a tackle, gets walloped around the 42, but he'll have the first down, a gain of 16 yards.
Dagby's the guy they were really excited about. Talking to him before the game. Has speed and broke a couple tackles. The quick game is what I thought they would go to early in the ball game, just to get the ball out of the quarterback's hand.
More flags. Boy, John Chavez just took his hat off. Legal substitution perhaps for Arkansas. Too many
Legal
minutes.
substitution.
Yep.
Defense had 12 players in the formation. 5-yard penalty.
Wow.
Still first down.
I wouldn't use the word sloppy here the last few minutes, but that might do a disservice to what we're watching.
And Coach Chavez will not have a good meeting with these defensive unit in this 4th quarter.
Ball start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It is a meltdown here in Fayetteville.
Right on the left tackle, right on the edge. False starts. Corbin Sorensen right there. You see him jump. And it only makes it worse when the defense just points at you. Feel like the smallest thing in the world.
We've had 7 penalties on this drive. Okay, no flag so far. It's a win. 5-yard pickup. Hoffman with the catch.
Different approach here for Portland State that we've seen the entire ball game, really. Spread you out, throw the football quicker.
184 yards of offense for Portland State today, 357 for Arkansas. Hogs have had the football for 10 more minutes than Portland State today. Incomplete. Taumoepeau with the opportunity there, but that was a seed thrown.
Yeah,
tried to one-hand that on the sideline.
Trying to throw a back shoulder fade here. A little tug of the jersey there and trying to come down with one-hand grab. I thought he had the quick 5-yard out for a first down. Passed on it to throw it to Taumoepeau.
That one was intended for Davis Cutter. So 4th down and 4.
Davis Alexander wishing he could be out there now. He took a bit of a beating today. And tough kid, fought hard. Their star tight end right there at the top of the screen. Looks like he's got man coverage at the top.
Timeout, Portland State, their first.
Timeout taken by Portland State. We'll take it as well.
This is it?
This is it.
I don't get it. No touchscreen, no USB port, no Bluetooth, no anything.
Exactly.
Grandpa, how do you roll down the window?
It's called the window crank.
Sometimes the best way to connect
Cool.
is to disconnect. This moment of escape was brought to you by Haggerty, for people who love cars.
Being old is kind of cool.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
4th down coming up for Portland State. They'll go without their starting quarterback, Davis Alexander, who hurt his shoulder a couple of drives ago. In the sling now, and all he can do is watch Jalani Eason take the reins on 4th and 4. If there's any chance for Portland State, this is probably the play of the game for them. Quick slant. They're going to say the pass. Well, one back judge said it was caught. Then we had a side judge run in and say incomplete. And now we're talking about it. Emmanuel Dagby was the one with the football. All right, so the ruling on the field is catch.
Ruling on the field is a catch for a first down.
Coming in from your left side here is Dagby on a quick slant. Does the ball hit the ground there?
That's a catch.
Yeah, it looks like he's got his...
The ruling on the field of a catch is under further review.
Looked like he had his forearm under it, Dave.
Look, the ball can actually touch the turf as long as you have control of the football.
Absolutely.
And it looked like that was the case there. One of the additions this year in the Southeastern Conference is a monitor for our referee to also partake in the discussion when we have our replay crew here on site look at it. Also the SEC Video Center, which is in Birmingham, they're monitoring the situation. Everybody's in contact, so you're having 3 entities looking at this play. But ultimately the decision lies within the group that's here in the building.
That was a great camera angle too. Be able to get down there on the ground. Saw him actually hit the ground, forearm underneath the football. You ready to go 3 for 3?
Yeah. I'm going to go 100 for 100 this year. I hope we don't have 100 reviews, that's for sure. Got to be a catch, right?
Yeah.
Got to be.
Yeah, you know, they got to do their due diligence, but I think that was the best angle that they could see was that one we just saw. Forearm clearly under the football. Left forearm under the ball. Ball hardly ever moves either.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
Stands, not confirmed. I would have confirmed it. I just gone ahead and confirmed it.
I'm with you. I confirm it too. 3 for 3.
So that'll keep the drive alive. First down at 10 from the 30 now for the Vikings. Well, what a luxury to have a guy like Jalani Eason as your backup quarterback, a guy that obviously has taken quite a few snaps for you and understands what you're trying to do offensively and to help you in situations like this. We'll try to run it off the left side and we'll pick up 1.5 yards, maybe 2. We were talking about Davis Alexander. For more on his story, let's go down to Dawn. How's he doing?
Hey guys, it is his non-throwing shoulder. He was over here, didn't get a whole lot of treatment from trainers, but he kept grabbing that left hand, so they finally did put him in a sling. Obviously, his day is over. I will say this, guys, you could just see in his face the toll that today has taken on him. He just keeps walking the sideline, shaking his head.
You know, it's one of those situations for an FCS school. You only have a little over 60 scholarships. You don't have the depth, and you open up against an SEC team, and you're going to take some knocks. As that one is to the end zone, and is that caught? Incomplete. Looked like it was wrestling in the legs of Taumoepeau.
I love the effort. Look at him go up and get it. That right arm, ball clearly hits the ground, but by any means necessary, make it look like a catch, dude. He tried. But going back to Davis, he fought hard today. I thought he did some good things. I thought he forced the ball a couple times. But he has a bright future for this program, and I hope he is back and ready to play next week.
Nowhere to run for Eason, and he is dropped back at the 33-yard line. Grant Morgan will lead the way, a loss of 5. That is the 8th tackle behind the line of scrimmage. There have been 8 pressures, 6 sacks, 3 passes broken up. An interception by Cam Curl, who also has a couple of sacks.
They have truly lived on the other side of Portland State's line of scrimmage.
So 4th down again. Arkansas bringing the house. Eason nowhere to go. Throws on the run, and that one is caught. Touchdown, Portland State. Taumoepeau. How did that one get through the Arkansas defense?
That ball went through about 6 different arms, First off, give Jalani Eason a lot of credit here. Still fighting, getting away from guys, getting his shoulders turned to the line of scrimmage, up and over curl, and Taumoepeau staying with it, and then finish it for a touchdown. There's a highlight for Portland State.
Taumoepeau with the touchdown, the senior who had 5 touchdown catches a year ago, has his first of 2019, the preseason All-American, who had 5 catches for 125 yards and 2 TDs against Oregon State a year ago, now has 4 catches and 56 yards today.
And if you're wondering where he came from, here he is in the bunch. He's going to run a deep over route all the way across the field and stays with his quarterback while his quarterback is scrambling. Does a great job of finding a hole, and you see him come across. He's looking for a little zone to sit down into, and the concentration and focus to come down with that catch. Jalani Eason, what a throw. And Charlie coming down with a big boy grab to get him a touchdown.
Boy, Arkansas's defense had numerous penalties on that drive to keep it alive for Portland State. John Chavis looks like a frustrated man, and Portland State hanging in there, only down a touchdown with 4:14 to play. Fair catch called for by Warren. So that'll come out to the 25-yard line. That was a 14-play, 75-yard drive that took up 6.5 minutes. There were 5 Arkansas penalties along the way.
Receiving team player signaled for and completed a fair catch. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. First down.
So now you need your defense, Portland State, to step up, get you the football back.
And here's where defensive coordinator Bam Sadak's going to go crazy over there on the sideline for his defense. And you know they're going to run the football. You know they want to get downhill. Rakeem Boyd, we haven't seen him. And by 2 series, he's back on the field. This is man-on-man, big boy football. Who is going to impose their will up front?
Hicks swings it to Boyd. He'll get it to the 31, a gain of 6. 2 timeouts remaining for Portland State. A couple of timeouts remaining for Arkansas. As we close in on 4 minutes to go, it'll be 2nd down and 6. It has been a shaky day for the SEC to this point.
Portland State looking to get one more stop here and give Jalani Eason a chance at trying to come down and tie this ball game up, but Arkansas needs a first down.
He'll go to Boyd, left side. He'll have the first down over the 35. And this is where the war of attrition kind of favors Arkansas. Again, there's not a lot of depth for Portland State. Playing with 22 less scholarships.
And this is the part of the game, too, where Arkansas can impose that wheel on that front of Portland State, because you know they're going to run the football downhill. Rakeem Boyd has been kind of re-energized because he hasn't played in a little bit. Couple timeouts left for Portland State.
Here's Boyd, comes near side. Rakeem Boyd hurdles a man out of bounds. He'll have the first down at the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of 24 for Boyd, and he'll get up over 100 yards.
It's the bread and butter play here. Pull the tight end around, the kick out. Rakeem Boyd doesn't get touched till he's 15 yards down the field. And this is the drive you needed to close out a ball game.
So Boyd now with 114 yards on the ground. He looks like he's feeling the effects of that last run.
He's been the one bright spot for. Hasn't been a spectacular day for Ben Hicks, but Rakeem Boyd has lived up to it.
Whaley will pick up 4. Robert Holt with the tackle along with Anthony Del Toro. Hey, don't forget, coming up as soon as we're done here, it's off to Baton Rouge as the Tigers kick off the season in Death Valley with their SEC Saturday night matchup. Georgia Southern in town. Of course, you can catch that one on the ESPN app as well. Joe Burrow and company looking to get it started in the right fashion. That's coming up as soon as we are finished here in Fayetteville.
Just mentioned it, the SEC's got to be on high alert today. Saw Georgia State go down and get a big win in Knoxville. And Georgia Southern wants to go in Death Valley and try to do the same.
North Carolina upset South Carolina. Loose football falls right into the hands of Grayson Gunner, but a loss of 2. And a timeout taken by Portland State.
Timeout. Portland State, their second. It'll be 30 seconds.
Well, you're kind of in that no man's land right here. If you're, I got to think that you don't want to attempt one of those long field goals and have it possibly blocked and a scoop and score going the other way.
So we talked about earlier about trusting Nick Starkle down in the red zone. How much do you trust Ben Hicks right here to throw the football? I mean, I know you want to pick up some extra yards, possibly pick up the first down, but how much do you trust Ben Hicks to maybe throw a slant, maybe get a back out in the flat and complete a pass? Because if you throw it incomplete, we know the clock stops and Portland State saves that timeout. But like you mentioned, in no man's land right here.
Limpert hit a 55-yarder last year against the Commodores. He has been solid for Arkansas. It would be about a 52, 53-yarder right now. Let's see what they do here on 3rd down. They will hand it off to Hayden, who stays in bounds, and he gets it to the 35. So you're looking at like a 52-yard field goal. Timeout taken by Portland State. Will stop it with 1:11. Now the decision becomes, if you're Chad Morris, do you risk it?
Timeout. Portland State, their third and final. It'll be 30
make him
seconds.
go 85, 90 yards with no timeouts.
Hey, that's a good call, because if you kick the field goal and you miss it, Portland State gets pretty good field position. You know you got to go down and score a touchdown. But the pooch kick may be the way to go, just to make them go a little bit longer, have a longer field to go with no timeouts, a little bit over a minute to go in the ball game. Interesting to see what Coach Morris goes with. You see Connor Limpert there.
Well, he's going to bring out Sam Loy, who is kind of their pooch punter. We've seen Bauer and Loy both today punt, but Loy is their high end-over-end kicker, and let's see what he does here as they will punt it away with 1:11 to play. It is high, and it is end-over-end. And they will catch it inside the 5. They've let a couple of those bounce into the end zone, but not that time.
Jalani Eason making a play with his legs, giving Charlie Taumoepeau a chance at the football, and that's why we stand here. Only a touchdown separates Portland State and Arkansas. Can Jalani Eason be a hero for his team? You see him there in the huddle. That's the face of confidence, but he has a long way to go, Dave Neal.
97 yards. 104, no timeouts.
If you're Arkansas, let them catch everything underneath. Do not give up the big play here if you're Arkansas.
Going up top. There are flags coming out on that one. They were trying to hit Emmanuel Dagby. McClellan over there in coverage, and he will be the one in violation.
Pass interference. Defense, number 4, 15-yard penalty, and an automatic first down.
There's no trickery here. He has to look back for the football. They're both battling for it, but you see at the last moment he tried to look back. But you have to have some cognizance of where the ball is in the air.
The good news there is in the college game, obviously. In the NFL game, it's a spot foul.
Yeah.
Just 15 yards, but that does get Portland State out of the shadows of the goalpost. Some room to work a little bit. They'll come back to Dagby, who catches it, but here's the clock. It'll run. That was only a gain of about 5.
And that's what you want. Hey, throw it underneath, go make a tackle, let the clock run.
And now you got to set up. You wasted about 10 seconds just to get everybody back to the line of scrimmage. 4-man rush. Eason steps up. He will run it, and he should have enough for the first down, so they'll stop it for a moment. He picks up about 5.5, but 25 seconds on the clock now.
Yeah, you got to get a chunk play here. You spike it, then you gotta find a way to get the football down the field with only 22 seconds left. I've seen defenses over the years kind of play the pick and pitch where guys will line up all around the sideline and they just force you to throw the football inside the numbers, inside the hash, and let the clock run out. If you're Arkansas, guard against the sideline.
George McCorley rushes off the field. Good clean snap, 4-man rush. Eason throws deep down the middle, and that is picked off. Joe Fouché. And he is tackled around the 39-yard line, and that'll do it. Looking for Davis Cutter.
He had him too, and you can see the disappointment on the face of Jalani Eason. He had him in the middle of the field. Had great protection, had time to find him on an end cut right there. And Kelly unable to come down with an inaccurate pass, and deflections over the middle usually are interceptions. And Arkansas will sneak out of here with a win.
Hicks will finish 14 of 29 for 143 yards. Nick Starkel played a couple of possessions, 4 or 5 for 48 yards. Boyd, 114 yards on the ground. Arkansas wasn't pretty, but they do pick up the win, 20-13 over Portland State. It's time for us now to get you out to Baton Rouge. Mike Cousins, Kurt Force, and Edward Ashoff as Georgia Southern and LSU come your way on an SEC Saturday night.